Okay.
I'm glad I asked. So we started.
Obama giving himself the medal. Thank you, me, for asking such a good question.
Honestly,
That did have
questions people
happened
are
at
too
my
afraid to
business review.
ask.
That happened at my quarterly meeting.
Mhm.
Because my boss was like, "You should ask this question." He was texting me. My boss's boss was texting me, and I'm like, "I don't want to ask." He's like, "Ask it, dude." And then I asked it, and then he's like, "That's a good question, Jeff." I'm like, "Motherfucker, you're the one that told me to ask it. What do you mean, bro?"
You're holding me at social gunpoint. You're telling me this was all in part of your scheme.
I told a bunch of people that too, so they all know. Like,
Oh,
hey, not ask a question. He told me to ask a question.
That's a
so.
good question. Only a genius would think
Yo,
of
what,
that
Jeff?
question.
Thank you
Indirect
for
circle
input.
jerk. Oh. Anyways, go on.
Right. Garth, were you gonna kick it off?
I was gonna start us with the because we have to do the recap for last session, and then we get into the bullshit that happened
Yes.
during the week.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Logical.
So
I
it
was
started
here for
with
neither, unfortunately.
unfortunate. Oh fuck! Right. Oh, we gotta
Yeah.
get in the paint.
Yeah, have fun, guys.
So it starts off with us about to head to Blair's village. We end up meeting Sir Oscar Traherne.
Yes.
If you can't tell by the last name where he came from, the Alessander talked to Lord Traherne, and we don't know the specifics of that conversation, but it ended up being that we would take his son along with us on our journeys.
Basically, the basic gist of it is that Alessander had said, "Hey, you've been doing good by us this whole time that we've been here in Duvros in the Twins. Allow us to do you a few solids in return. Is there anything you need?" His request was that we take Oscar with us, who is a slayer, and sort of give him the means to realize his dream, whatever that is. Right now, we assume it's to sort of become an adventurous hero. Very sort of romantic viewpoint on it. And the other one was just to help Ian Exorlet and Cade Devram.
It's interesting to me every time. You guys remember Ian Exorlet so distinctly. Like, it's not a call out or anything.
I do have to think about it every time Cade Devram.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I guess I will give like a little bit of a pass for previous campaign people because in those campaigns Cade was dead, so you definitely would have
so he's
more
just
precedent
as new
remembering.
to us as it is to them. Almost.
Yeah, so I mean, you would have more precedent remembering Ian than Cade.
It's especially interesting because of the two names, Cade Devram flows better. That sounds cooler to me than Ian Exorlet, but that's
yeah. Interesting.
I think it's also the overlap with Amber probably makes it a bit easier to remember because it's just like, oh, you're a little more personal at that point.
I would disagree because I feel Cade is definitely more personable to hang out with.
Well, not personable like we enjoy hanging out with him more, but the connection to our group is more personal. As opposed to Cade, who just exists. He's cool, but he doesn't have the direct connection. Anyways, this is beside the point.
Regardless, before we left, we also did get our lunar goodies from Roderick and Blair. Alessander got his whole. Wait, was that last session?
That was last session. Last.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't say last session for the in-week session. I'll call that the week session. Okay, and then last session is last Saturday, and last session is 2 Saturdays prior.
Gotcha. All right, so
you got your cards for it previously, though.
Right. That's what. Yeah.
That's probably what set off your brain.
And then I don't think anything else happened before we left Duvros, right?
Nope.
All right. Then yeah, we started heading to Blair's village, which is named.
I definitely have that written down. Give me a second.
Begins with a K.
Yeah,
Kmart.
Yeah.
Why were you asking that, you
No.
bitch? No, Kirklift.
Kirklift.
No, Kirkleif.
Leif?
Yeah, I don't know where you got lift. You guys got lift from.
Just let me spell that, please. Oh, thank you.
Kirkleif. Okay.
Because I didn't put
so
the
we're heading
in there. That's it.
to the village of Kirkleith. On the way, we noticed that Amber and Kasai were sort of like comforting Blair. The closer we got, the more anxious she started to look, the more nervous, more fearful even. I don't think anything else besides like Alessander challenging Oscar to chess and losing happened on the way to Kirkleith.
A few things did. You challenge Oscar to a game of chess. That was fun, and then Delvit shortly thereafter. You guys caught Altani snaring Oscar again for another duel.
Which he lost.
Silas asked Nesty about playing music, to which he set up sort of a obscurative or obfuscating ward. Technically, it's not a hex, because that makes it sound like it's something negative, but it's like that similar vein of like a charm effect on the zone.
Also, a fun thing with Nesty is we kind of picked up, like, the way he is moving and guiding us through places does not make a ton of sense in the physical world. Like, he's just going somewhere, it's working perfectly, and it's going faster than what makes any sense.
That's great, though.
It's wild, man. It's crazy. This man's weird as shit. Boy.
As we got closer to Kirkleith, Silas noticed something sort of humming in their pack, which ended up being the 3 soul gems they kept on themselves.
He had every single option besides the right one before you hit the right one.
Yeah, it's because I keep thinking of Need Not. Anyway, and Alexander, given that a similar hum comes from Imperador, he had noticed that, pulled them aside, and quite angrily, when they told him what they were, he angrily kind of like poked them in the chest real hard and said, "You think
you think real long and hard about whether or not you want to be kept one of those for safekeeping."
Exactly. Which it was bitterness that seemed to come out of nowhere, but given what had recently transpired with Silas and Abigail, sorry, it sort of stemmed from that. But regardless, we got to Kirkleith. I believe it began raining, unless I'm just picking it up.
It was raining prior to entering into the place. It didn't rain. So you crossed the threshold like Minecraft rules of entering a new chunk.
So it was moist and muddy. We had noticed a fire up to the side, and Nesty and Anushka went to go check that out. Meanwhile, we pressed forward towards the center of town. Morgan, Alexander, and Delvit sort of snuck off to the side, waiting to ambush anything that may have tried to ambush us, which is when we met Jaystra, who was here to sort of exorcise the village. And she invited us to come to her camp, which is where Anushka and Nessie already were.
Let it be known, it is Grave Warden Jaystra.
Grave Warden Jaystra, yes.
That is her title.
And she had told us that she was going to perform a ritual to exorcise the spirits that were haunting this town. They were not resting for the past decade since Blair had left, which very much left Blair distraught. And we tried to convince her, at the time unsuccessfully, to see this through, to help us with this ritual, to finally put them to rest. And she was, we made a little progress, but not enough to where she actually participated when push came to shove. At least not immediately.
I will say it's probably better. It's still good that you guys did that, because imagine if she weren't next to you guys and she was inhibiting things.
Would have been a mad game of run like hell. Yes. So at the very least, we convinced her to sort of be in the fray with us. Though the next day, after... Oh, right. And Silas also spoke to Jaystra about, hey, I have these gems on me, or when you do this ritual, is that going to fuck anything up? Jaystra was like, put those away, hide those, something. They shouldn't be in the area of effect. So Silas...
Can I get confirmation on that? I thought it was...
confirmation on that now.
Oh, didn't?
Yeah,
No.
Silas was worried about it, so it was like, hey, where's the perimeter? And she's like, why? And it's just like, I have something to hide.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because you didn't want to tell Jaystra about them.
She,
Then
and then she called you out for having them. So I think
Yeah.
she said something along the lines of, "I can hear them."
That's like, wow, that's wild. Anyway, starts walking faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alessander did follow them, and we hid the gems on the outskirts of town.
Oh yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
when we noticed that we were being watched by Matt,
Meat man.
by Meat
Oh,
Brother,
lovely.
by Meat Father.
Charming.
Its
Because-
Father.
its
Blech.
head twitching like the kid from Majora's Mask,
And we
staring
were,
at you in the distance,
what was it, 100
and
feet?
a few hundred feet,
Yeah.
A few hundred feet, and it was
It-
staring dead at
right-
us.
and it gurgled when
Oh,
it spoke or
gross.
breathed or both or whatever. It gurgled.
It made
So,
it normally.
I
Um,
hate
Alessander
that.
did. You did catch that it did have just somehow throughout all this melted flesh, it had pointed ears.
Right. So Alessander unanimously decided, hey, we should probably hide these things somewhere else where it won't see them, because it just saw us hide these here. So he moved them to a new
And then
hiding
I-
spot, and
I
didn't see any
will-
more sign of that fucking guy. And returned to the camp. I think that's when we moved to the ritual. Is that right?
I believe so.
The next day. Next day, the ritual kicked off, and sort of almost all at once, the spirits of the town's former denizens started coming out of the ground as specters. And it was our duty to sort of kill them one by one, which they would then go and like fade away. Would they fade away or go into like the machine that Jaystra had?
They were supposed to go into the ritual machine.
Right.
Supposed to,
But they weren't.
but they
Instead,
weren't.
As we started gunning down these specters, they would go back into the ground, which was, obviously not what was supposed to happen. And Jaystra expressed as much. And
They
as
were
we
also supposed to be vulnerable to radiant damage.
They weren't. And as we looked, we saw that Blair was very much not having a good time. She was sort of clutching her head and sort of falling in on herself. There was this sort of sphere around her, this aura.
It wasn't there initially. It
Wasn't there initially. You're right.
It showed up only after Amber told her to get her shit together, and then what was the line? I get that they're your family, but we're your family now, so so toughen up, or else we're all gonna fucking die.
And then she was shunted for saying that. She was shunted for her efforts. Went flying. So basically, the objective became okay, get Blair into the fight, or at the very least calm her down. Which, given how poorly things were going, Alessander decided to run into this aura around her with these. We couldn't see them, right? The things that were like cutting him up.
Oh no, you saw them. It's like watching glass shards in a tornado.
Gotcha.
I guess in a certain way, you should be happy your eyes weren't slashed or something. That would have been terrible.
Just good luck.
Natural
Good luck
blood boost eyeballs.
Good luck and the Brothers of Respite.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah. Which, as a fun fact, before the whole thing happened, Morgan went around and looked to the few ghostly influences we had, and we kind of realized, like, oh shit, they're like super juiced up right now. So the entire time this shit was going on,
yeah,
that's what ghostly influences was. So this whole time, all this shit is happening. The Brothers of Respite are around occasionally to defend people, and there's a small crew of cackling pirate people with cannons.
Undead pirate people.
Undead pirate people.
As you do.
Awesome, so.
Yeah, let it be known, this was not a normal combat. Like, this was a, hey, roll a number at the start of your turn, multiply by this number, deal enough damage to make that 0, or you're eating the remainder. Which is fine when it's 1d6 plus 1 times 10, when it became 1d6 plus 1 times 20, you can roll a 3 plus 1 is 4, and you have to go through 80 damage on your turn, or cry about it later.
Yeah.
God.
Also, I don't think Alec didn't roll max on the damage ever.
He
I
always
rolled-
rolled a d6 plus 1 on a 6 on it, yeah.
Yeah, every single time.
He was, in fairness though, you were the
It's
best person to
insane.
eat that
Oh, big
misfortune
time.
because you had the damage output from the new lunar holster.
Thank Christ.
Otherwise, he'd be
Um,
fucked.
That being said, you know, Varric going Titanfall pilot with monkeying out Silas, I do think is a fun moment.
Oh yeah, Silas did
Yeah.
Ape
polymorph
out.
into a giant ape. That was pretty good.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
see. Let's see. Playing dodgeball with a cannon and shattering it into a bunch of pieces. Also up there. Also up there. But I think that might.
Sajar existing.
That honestly, yeah, Sajar giving off radiance definitely like saved some bacon for him. Anyways, that lunar blade though, putting in the work.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, totally.
Uh,
Big swaths.
Big
we're
swaps.
we're basically going full Avengers mode this whole quote unquote fight.
No healing, no nothing. All out only.
Yeah, I mean, we do need a little bit of healing from Tolos here and there, but regardless, it
And I don't know. Also, I'm stupid. You're doing great.
we had momentum, but we couldn't keep it up forever because these things just kept going to the ground and coming back out. So we needed a way to kill them for good, which all hinged on Blair sort of coming to terms with what was happening. I forget who noticed that. Oh, don't tell me, Tristan. Right?
That
What?
Tristan, as
Yeah.
Boris' father's name, correct?
That Tristan wasn't anywhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Morgan was asking about him, and then Nesty immediately responded with, "He's not here."
He was searching the whole fight from his sniper nest. Him and Anushka posted up there.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone would be concerned, like, wait, if all the ghosts are coming back, what about Blair's, like, adventurer dad, though? Ruh-roh?
I don't think we can beat that man. Emotionally, physically,
Roll
spiritually.
1d1 plus 0 times 400 or something. I don't fucking know. That would be funny as shit.
He was nowhere to be seen. And as Blair, with some good rolls and a lot of re-rolls and birthday tomes expended,
And
as
a
she
group
began to
tome
calm
used.
down, the spirit of her father did make an appearance inside the aura to comfort Blair.
I need to find art for him.
That
I'll
would
do
be
that at some point. Yeah, I'll make a note of that. Not the only spirit that took the field, though.
Oh, that's right. As Kasai and her sort of staff, her people's staff, began to like sort of crack in some places.
Mhm.
I believe she sort of like brought it down and like sort of stabbed it into the ground, to which it shattered. And the spirits of her Ligratus and Alas took the field, and started
Oh.
killing off like dozens of these fucking specters at a time.
Total fucking
also-
badasses.
It wasn't even a
And also-
challenge for him.
The fucking Alas here just gave us all a passive like D6
D6.
on anything, pretty
He's-
much.
He's radiant like a sun.
Mm-hmm. Celestial wheel. And yeah, that was of course added to what was it, persuasion that I had to roll.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, with all these outside influences between Varric, the Legratus and Alas, the Brothers of Respite,
Yar.
Yahar, we definitely had a leg up. It all culminated into Blair finally embracing her father again after so long. And as she did so, I do want to mention that she had sort of like arm like indentations in her armor. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, she
Yes,
has her father's embrace wrapped around her torso, as if he were hugging her from behind.
And as he hugged her, it became apparent that they were very accurate. And at that point, we started killing the specters off, and we started going into the ritual device.
Yeah. Ritual machine fixed. Oh wait, there's more.
Someone else want to take over from there?
Well, I won't be needing that. Or Kirsty. Or Dorky. So, I was saying there's a limited subsect here.
Yeah.
Or I can do it.
Yeah, I think
So, ritual completed. You guys had the lingering spirits of Blair's father Tristan, as well as Kasai's Aulus and Ligratos. Aulus Temerel and Ligratus Mirius. In the aftermath, Amber got an idea and asked Jaster about, hey, this means a lot to them. Is there a way we can keep them around that wouldn't violate the tenets of your anti-necromancy order that no one has ever heard of before? And it took some persuasion and a lot of rerolls and rigging the dice, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But Jastra acquiesced and said, let me think about it. Let's figure out a way. And the final result of that is, well, before we get to that, there was a part of the deal is that Silas had to give up the soul gems they had. She was not going to allow outright necromancy and also do this, right? That was not a part of the deal, right? So the soul gems were handed over, and the souls in them released, and the soul gems mass assimilated into the Gravelight construct that is for the ritual. Silas was distraught on this and began to leave, Alexander following behind, and then Morgan following behind thereafter. And it was a period of silence, forced silence, intruded by one... Oh wait, that's right, you never saw the token!
You
guys
showed
never
us
got
a
to see
sliver.
I showed you the sliver of the art! We'll keep it that way. I don't know where the sliver is, so if someone find it and repost it, I guess. Because I'm not gonna fucking look for it. Because I didn't save it, it's just a damn sliver of...
I can look for it.
I want to see this little.
Sliver of, I guess, your guys' first proper interaction with a despondent. Just sort of hanging out at Jastra's camp, which is where Silas and Alexander retreated into. So yeah, a forced silence took place. And questions on the future were had, and the final result of that is Jacer wrote a letter of introduction and a set of instructions, directions, whatever, and gave to you guys, as alongside 3 soul conduits, not gems. They aren't holding anything. They're more of like a ticket. I got a golden ticket. Da-da-da-da-da. And she referred you guys to go to if I remember the exact name, because I had a couple. Royal Bishop Lady Navarro Palzeno. Which is again, the 3rd highest position, or not 3rd, 4th, top 5 highest positions in the country. Because there's the King, there's the Royal Guard Lord Commander, the Spy Master, and now the Royal Bishop. That's the cabinet, if you want to call it that. So she gave the conduits over, 1 for Tristan, 1 for Aulus, and 1 for Ligratos, and said, if they are worthy of being brought back to the mortal world, they will have to go through trial. Trial by their designated deities. That deity, as coincidentally aligns, is Exalted Lord Octavian. Since King Lucian Severin currently is appointed by Exalted Lord Octavian, you should go to his royal bishop to get that checked. This letter of introduction will get you to her. If they pass the trial, then they will be hit with a true resurrection. If they fail the trial, then shut the fuck up about it and don't ask again. So that was going to take a trip to the capital, because obviously that's where the royal bishop is. There is a counterpart bishop, by the way, in Hearthstonia. I guess in a similar way that lords will send a representative to the House of Lords but hold their own territory in whatever province they reside in. It's similar to that, right? The royal bishop is there for royalty, but there is an equivocal high lord, not high lord exactly in title, but high lord bishop in the Keplins. Just for you guys' reference, there's not like only one. Yeah. But yeah, that is the time in Kirkcliff. Said and done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, my bad. I have to add the meme into it. Everyone be like, Oscar, why do you keep looking at Blair so much?
Oh,
Yeah, we started pushing him towards people. Oh, yeah, we had to explain to Altani what sex is.
You guys did have to explain to Altani not what sex is, but why would anyone do it?
It's a good exercise.
It's
As
good
of course,
exercise.
if it's not like literally fighting someone to the death, not interested. No.
Basically,
You got-
that's actually.
You got flexibility, he's got reach.
Oh my god.
You know, it's mutual cultivation.
Beautiful.
Anyways.
Oh my god.
Yeah, let it be known for your guys' reference. Yeah, Oscar does wield 2 elven honor blades, which is say katanas, and Altani wields an elven honor blade, which is a katana, and Kasai's Ligaratas wields a really fucking big katana. It's called a dai katana. You wield it 2-handedly, long grip. So it's just Altani is like in paradise right now, really.
My people have arrived.
Hey Altani, have you ever thought about just moving to Gothalthalor? What's that?
Oh, that
No, she's
explains
not
a
that
lot.
No, she's not that bad. No.
Yeah.
But,
Honestly,
yeah, that's your guys'
her
time
being
in Kirkcliff.
involved with, like, it'd be cool because she have access to those weapons easier. The downside is having to deal with elves that would definitely use her for nefarious purposes,
Oh, 100%.
and it wouldn't even be hard for them. It'd be like tricking a child.
Yep. So that's your guys' time in Kirkcliff done, and you guys began your return trip to Duvros. And you guys arrived. Simple as that. Varric greeted you guys on the way in. Said,
Alright.
quite simply, welcome back.
So we've had
During
recap, but not
that
second
time,
recap.
during that time, Alessander was following behind Silas. Again, a conversation was promised once we got back, I believe is what the terms were.
Yep.
You guys made it back, so the conversation was had. What was the conversation about?
The conversation was about soul gems, and I believe Silas's intents to do with
Well, she died.
The gist of it was Alessander saying, "Hey," and that's it. I'm kidding. He said-
like Miles Morales, yeah.
Oh my god.
Miles Morales, shoulder grab. Hey.
the basic gist of it was I don't remember any lines verbatim, unfortunately, but Silas, you went through a terrible loss, which is something that a number of us can relate to. The way you're going about it is not the way to deal with it, and I don't think it's what your buddy Cathal would want. It's too risky. There are definitely ways to screw this up, and even if you're successful, there are going to be plenty of people that are going to be unhappy about it. There are other ways to honor your friend, if not see him again. And I can guarantee there are a number of people in this company, myself included, that would help you with that. And I think the suggestion that he had was to write a song about the guy, because the age-old saying that, like, no one truly dies until the last person that remembers them dies too, right?
Amber
So-
would be like, I'm gonna live forever.
So,
Oh yeah,
Uh,
sister.
He said, "Hell yeah, sister."
oh yeah. So,
Hell yeah.
Alexander was like, "Hey, you're a bard. Make him song, and you'll live forever."
Make it a good song and spread it far and wide.
Uh, as we were walking away after the talk, Alexander noticed that Varric's cloak was sort of spotted around the corner. Out of character, Amber was also there, but we didn't catch her.
She rolled so much better on stealth than him.
Mhm.
Ironically. Actually, not ironically. Varric is like very good at lone bird things, whereas Amber's hyper specialist.
But regardless, Silas, Alexander, Amber, and Varric, who were waiting up for them, all had hot chocolate together.
Hot chocolate that Amber said Varric made, Varric said Amber made it. You guys decided between the two of them you trusted Varric more. Can't imagine why. And Amber, when inquisited upon like, why are you being so dodgy about the hot chocolate? She's just like, shut up. And she got the recipe from who knows where to who knows where's, and that's that. Also, the music died. God fucking damn it.
The next morning, we got up for breakfast, saw that Travis was there eating our fucking food. Asshole. Morgan caught him up on everything she learned about her village.
Oh,
The only thing she didn't tell him was the location of it.
no, the bot's acting up.
Acting a fool.
That's-
It's fine. We're probably gonna change it anyway because I don't. Given how long we've been doing recap already, I'm thinking maybe just to give the bare bones of what happened
in fairness, like we are doing like 2 recaps worth
Yeah.
equivalently, right? So it makes sense it's taking like it
Yeah.
is as long as it is.
So Travis left, and we were prepared to go to the capital. At the capital, our objective was to secure through Amber's guild connection the means of safekeeping and transporting Sajar's family's wealth, which we were successful in doing.
Banking.
Thinking.
Exactly.
You guys,
Illicit banking.
I realized there actually is a person that would have been there that I did not include. So my apologies. Would have been Ingrid,
Like she would have come to the
capital.
with us? Oh, okay.
Yeah, along with Miles and Nesty,
Yeah.
because they would have had to speak towards their dead companions' character.
Right. Okay.
We can just say they took a separate trip though.
Easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ian
okay.
Exorla and Kate Devram did go with us, but we parted ways very soon after. Alexander had a close call when his aunt, who was at the House of Lords, which we teleported to, did recognize him, but he was able to play it off as though he was
Tell a
not.
bold-faced lie.
He was able to tell a bold-faced lie that he was not, in fact, Alexander Risewell, but was just some guy in
funny
Lord
hat.
Devram's entourage, which she bought like a fucking sucker. Because to be fair,
Line
she
and
hadn't
sinker.
seen her nephew in like a decade.
Mhm.
And apparently he's reported as dead.
That's
Amber
crazy.
had a reunion with her family, which I'm sure you guys will hear about that in character because there is something significant that's gonna probably be brought up.
So let's see. There is her little sister's friend.
Mm-hmm.
Her name's Harmony. There is her little sister in question. Her name is Violet.
Violet. And her
And-
old man.
Alvaro Exania.
Corvo Otano.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's Corvo Otano, and she's based off Emily Caldwin in her art. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Man, Crash, you really lucked out on that sort of art aesthetic, huh?
I think the funny part is Corvo Otano, Alexander's uncle, married to the aunt that we met, is from House Otano because I just stole that name boldly. So-
It's fine.
Whoops.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all
He's
good.
not
What could
good.
that possibly mean?
Unlike this bot, it's not who is not all good. It's all bad.
Oh, we're gonna have to do the fucking YouTube thing again.
We'll see what music I'm gonna grab. I'm probably gonna try grabbing that Violet Evergarden music again. So
Yeah.
maybe begin looking around. I think the OST is on Spotify, so we could use the other bullets.
But regardless, business is concluded. We did have some recreation there. You know, we got ice cream. We
Ice
went to the shooting
cream.
range.
Ice cream for ice cream, as Harmony said.
She's both good and bad at marketing.
I think we stayed there for like a day. And oh, I totally forgot to send you what Alcindor wanted to talk to Alvaro about, but that's fine.
It's been busy. It's been a busy weekend. Yeah. So, Amber re-met her family again. Pretty nice. I mean, she's only been gone for like some months, but it's the act of leaving your family that's the important part, right?
Yeah.
As well as the act of coming back. Yeah, you guys went to a shooting range. That was pretty fun in the evening, dead of night shooting range.
Morgan contacted Nushka to ask what bullets they wanted, and we haven't figured that out yet.
Shame.
I mean, I sent you something.
Flashbang bullets are not a thing.
Ah, damn it.
I
That'd be cool.
I told Garth this, right? What is the point of a flashbang bullet? You shoot them in the eye and blind them? Why don't you just... Here's
What
the
was
thing.
it?
You could shoot them in the eye. If you shoot it into a
Yeah.
room, what happens when it goes past everyone and the flashbang's behind them? Nothing happens.
I guess so. I was thinking more something that sort of bursts like in a room in a radius area kind of thing.
Or like I don't know, some sort of flashbang grenade.
I guess so, yes.
Bullet of
Oh,
blindness.
we just asked me for stuff, and I was like, I don't know, fucking that, I
Bullet wounds.
guess.
Like a bomb? So you want a bomb?
Actually, you mentioned it. A bomb would be nice, yes.
We'll just buy a
Well,
silencer
okay.
for her rifle, and that's how we got on a list.
Buy a silencer? From where? Nowhere.
Now
Oh, well.
here.
Could buy our brand spanking new scope for a rifle.
There it goes. It's like adding a stock, and then the ATF come by and shoot your dog and grab your gun. Womp. Okay, let me try to. Okay, let me try to locate music that on YouTube that should be on Spotify, so we can grab the Spotify link and use a different bot.
Huh?
Fucking rigmarole. Use this shit. Remember the good old days where we just had a bot that worked?
Yeah.
Neither do I.
Baffling fucking concept there.
Oh, fond memories, really.
The idea
That
is
was like
the idea is-
before this campaign.
It was,
Oh, yeah.
It was before. It was like probably campaign 1 was the only fucking time because we didn't constantly switch out bots back then.
Fucking corporations, man, always fucking messing
They're
with
doing
the little
everything,
man.
man.
For everyone.
That's why we can't have nice things.
Burn
Exactly.
corpo shit. We live in a cyberpunk world.
Wake the fuck up, samurai.